And I want to commend the Institute for seizing on the issue of our country as a country of immigrants and giving us all an opportunity to try and set the political rancor aside and really just focus on the sense and the spirit of what immigration means and what it all means to us personally and what it means to America. So, extraordinary experience. I was a latecomer and I just came in yesterday, so we didn't experience it all, but what we have done has been truly amazing. I want to thank Joe Crawley, too, for being the inspiration to this trip. And for really sharing his home with us. And, you know, for some of us, that's not always easy, right? And just to do that, to try and bring us all together. And of course, my dear friend, my hermano, Mario Diaz-Balart. Thank you always for really providing that sort of compass for so many of us on both sides of the political aisle. And to all my colleagues, I'm very honored to be here. Luis, thank you for the leadership you're providing through thick and thin right now as we try and navigate these very tough political times and choppy waters. My hat is off to you with great You know, becoming America is, I think, a great theme. And as we were walking into Jackson Heights Jewish Community Center, Susan Davis, Diana, and I did what any Jew would do in this country when you walk into a synagogue and there's a service going on. We didn't want to sit in the back and observe, but we immediately, I went and got my little yarmulke, and immediately came and began to participate in the observance of the Sabbath. We call it Shabbat or Shabbos, and that's what you do. And it was, and so I thank the rabbi for welcoming us in that. And it, I think, speaks to, well, as an aside, I hadn't planned on even being in a synagogue this month, so thanks for allowing me. All right. We'll get into discussion of this one later. But that's what America has allowed us, and when I say our people, I mean our people do. And it is also testament to what the country is, but in a way that I look at it as an American Jew. And it is different. And I say that because, first of all, as a people, the Jewish people for thousands and thousands of years didn't belong anywhere. We didn't have a homeland. A couple thousand years, exiled from the land of Israel. And I imagine somewhere in all of that, the DNA works on you and develops a sense of longing. And so when you look at the history of this country was the first country to do what Luis Gutierrez said yesterday when he said that this country was always there with a helping hand. This country, and first by President George Washington, took a stand to say that the Jews will be welcomed as citizens, full citizens, equal citizens of this country. The first ever in the history of the world to do that for the Jewish people. And George Washington, in his letter, if you have ever read his letter to the Jews, and he had done so right around the time where he had gone to Newport, Rhode Island to visit the Torah congregation, the oldest synagogue in the country. And he, in the letter, to paraphrase, said, the U.S. government will provide no support for bigotry or no assistance to persecution, and to paraphrase him. And essentially, that does put a marker down for what our country's about.